Picasso, baby. Michelangelo. Attimi le ali. C'è chi non sa e io non so come comportarmi.
Okay, here's the deal. COVID is terrible. It's killing people and it's making other people feel very sick. Where is it? I'm gonna get it. I needed this. Okay, for those who don't know, this is a positive COVID test. Here's the deal. I consider myself a really creative person. And as a creative, I want to be surrounded by other creative people. The point is that I always find difficult to find this kind of people. When you're living in the city where I'm living, it's difficult to find other creative people. Which leads us to the second part of this journey. My city. Today's testing day.
Michelangelo. Se che sono un marcio, giorno dopo giorno.
Okay, I was born and raised in Italy, more specifically in Bali. I forgot it's too warm here, it's too warm.
Vivilo così, sì così, muovilo così,
Okay, maybe I have a problem, maybe it's not so warm.
che sei mia, non vantarti che sei l'unica.
Bali, it's a wonderful city, don't get me wrong. And it has nice things, it has good food, good weather and good beaches. But all the rest... See, what Bari is really missing is a creative community. I mean, there are creative people, but they're not so much. You need to meet other creative people. You need to, you know, discuss about things, inspire each other. And that's how new ideas are born, basically. Wish me luck. So the nice thing of having come this early is that I didn't find any queue. That's where I'm gonna do the test. And there's nobody here. There's nobody. No queue.
Ci ho passato l'estate, ho strappato mille pagine.
And it's done. 10 minutes in and out. So, the test is done and now we gotta wait for results. So what I'm gonna do all day while I'm waiting? My choices of bonding with people so different than me had a repercussion on my career as well. I studied economics, something that is definitely not creative. Then I went into finance, but I couldn't stand it. So I decided to switch to marketing, which was more creative, of course. And that's what I wanted to do from the beginning, to be honest. And when I finished my studies in marketing, they told me that I should have worked in marketing in the field that I was most passionate about. And that field is music. Whoa, spooky. My basement. So I started applying for music jobs in the music industry, but that was extremely closed down and nobody wanted me. That's why I decided to do another master's in music business management in London. And that year it was amazing. I was going to gigs every single day. Like literally, I've been in London for approximately 1 year and I stayed home 4 evenings in total. And all of this happiness was giving me anxiety. Yeah, because I didn't really have a proper job in London. So I had a lot of anxiety that I couldn't keep staying there. That's why I started applying to a shitload of jobs and nobody wanted me again. At some point, all of my fears got real. Okay, let's go back up. It's smelly in here. All of my fears got real because of this. COVID happened and I needed to go back to my country. But that's the tipping point of my life. That's when I had a sudden realization. And that's why I'm grateful to the pandemic situation, to be honest. So I started doing videos on TikTok. Educational videos about the music business and music marketing. And those videos were really taking off. And now I can finally show you this. Come with me. Okay, I kept doing TikTok videos and they were going really well. I started building a small following and companies started to sponsor me. You know, big companies in the music business. So that it became kind of an occupation basically. And that's why I built this. That's my studio. So yeah, I started working on TikTok. There was only one problem though. I couldn't make a living out of TikTok videos only. So I have found a job in marketing. And it's a boring, repetitive, mechanical, awful job. And I love it. Okay, this might sound like a contradiction. I've been talking until now of how I wanted to avoid being in non-creative environment, plain environment. But this corporate job allowed me to pay my bills, make a living, and still have time and energies to focus on what really drives me. And now we get to the final part of this story. the present. So I got a corporate job in Bratislava in Slovakia, and that place is kind of like Bari but worse, because there's no good food, no good weather and no good beaches. But before going into that, let's talk about London a little bit more. London is an amazing place to be, but like Bari has only 3 good things, London has only 3 bad things. It's too big, too competitive and too crowded. You know, unless you're super rich, this makes London a very hard place to live in, especially if you're starting out. So this makes me think, what is it that I really enjoy about being in London? And can I replicate somewhere else? Well, as I said, my job is in Bratislava in Slovakia, and luckily Bratislava is really close to Vienna in Austria. Vienna is really an amazing place. I really like the vibes and the energy and the creative people, and it doesn't have the problems that London had. Due to the pandemic, I'm working from home, so I can work from anywhere in the world basically. That's why I decided to leave everything in Bratislava and move to Vienna while keeping my job in Bratislava. And this brings us to the really real present, because I came back to Italy for holidays and now I'm stuck here because I tested positive for COVID and I gotta stay here basically. And that's why the result of today's test is so important. Now all we gotta do is wait for the results of the test and hope that I can go back to Vienna in the next days. Okay, I was editing one of my videos when I got the results of my test over here. Everything is in Italian, but I think you can understand the result, which is negative. Ok, quindi è negativo. Finalmente posso andare a Vienna.
Sì.
Oh, finalmente.
Io andrei al mare,
al mare, vabbè.
Yeah, ain't tryna be cool like you, wobbling around in your high heels.
So I don't usually wake up at 6 on weekends, but today is very different.
Two left feet, you know I always drop. First thing a girl did.
After more than 20 days of isolation, today is the day where I can finally go back into running again.
You ain't even here to party. Ken in the club tryna pipe a Barbie.
This is when I go running. There's no people, it's empty and it's full of nature. Nobody who is talking to me, nobody who wants anything from me.
I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine.
Okay. I'm not in good shape. I'm having terrible results. My body is shaking. I'm out of breath. And yeah, let's do it again tomorrow. And speaking of tomorrow, that's the day when I'm finally going back to Vienna. Travel day.
From you, I'm happy.
Oh, this, don't forget this. Okay, this is something that I hate. Wait a second, it's too hot in here. Better. So there is something that I hate about streets in Italy, and it's the fact that they look like this. Like, if I want to carry something on wheels, like my skate or anything, it's a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess. It takes double the effort and double the energy. I hate it. I mean, this and the fact that the sidewalks are so tiny. I mean, look at this. How am I supposed to go after the old guy over there? Like, it's so slow and I cannot. Like, it's... Welcome to Bari Central Station, and this is the bus that's gonna take me to the airport.
When I'm away from you, I'm happier than ever. Wish I could explain it better. I wish it wasn't true.
I'm home. The subtle art of not giving a Okay, in this book that I really suggest, Mark Manson tells a really important story. There was a guy who was playing guitar, and he was playing in a metal band that was called Metallica. Nobody knew Metallica. They didn't have a label, they didn't even have a record set. And when they got their first record deal, they decided to fire this guy. And he was miserable, he couldn't understand why, he was so sad. So he started another musical project that was called Megadeth. Megadeth are one of the most important music bands in the metal history. Sold more than 25 million records, and toured the world many and many times, but Metallica were considered one of the greatest bands of all times. Our protagonist kept being miserable and sad because he was comparing all of his results with his band to Metallica. Then there was another guy. This guy was called Pete and he played drums. Pete was from the UK and he was playing in a band called Beatles before anybody knew Beatles. But when Beatles got signed, they decided to fire him. So what happened to Pete? Of course he was miserable. He started out a musical project but they were failing, he was drinking, he was depressed, but at some point he met a girl. This girl became his wife and he had kids with her, a family, and in many interviews he says that now with his wife and his kids and without Beatles, is the happiest that he could have ever been. In other words, he dropped his music career and he started making Beatles responsible for his own happiness. And that's the point of the whole story. I don't need London, I don't need a job in the music industry in order to work with music and being happy with it. I can just do it by myself and the right people who are available to me, they will come in my way. Okay. So yeah, this is my story so far. I don't know what's gonna happen to my life. If I'm gonna be happy in Vienna or if I'm gonna hate it. There's only one way to find out.
Tutti figli di puttana.